Chicago, where the fire serve cold, but the Wolves and the Hawks never shiver in the snow. The Bulls keep it running, the Sox run the South, the Cubs run the North, but the Bears run the house. True Chicago sports fans got their ears to the street. Any team make a move and they never skip a beat. And in this house, this is where we be. Welcome to the show with E-Roc and Big-Z.
Welcome to Chicago. Coming from the True Chicago Sports Fan Cave, this is the TCSF podcast with E-Roc and Big-Z.
Yeah.
Episode 48 is brought to you by 606 Media, True Chicago Sports Fans, and ACSI, along with Great Clothing Company. Don't forget to go to greatclothingco.com and get your official TCSF podcast t-shirt. Search for keyword True Chicago and use our promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off your entire order. That is TrueFan15. Go get your official TCSF shirts now.
Go get them.
As always, I'm Big Z, and I'm here with my boy, the man, the myth, the legend, E-Roc. What up, E?
What's up, Z? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in. If you're a first-timer or a long-timer, please remember to hit that subscribe button, that notify button, and go ahead and give us those 5 stars on your listening app of choice. And don't forget, you can support the show with a monthly subscription at anchor.fm/True Chicago Sportsfans/support. Z, let me tell you a little bit about our friends over at ACSI. With over 50 expert technicians in the Chicagoland area, ACSI offers a one-stop shop for telecom wiring, whether residential cable installation, fiber to the home, or commercial structured cable wiring. Z, let me tell you the most impressive thing about ACSI. During these hard times, the ACSI crew did their thing during the COVID-19 pandemic, and ACSI was awarded HACIA's 2020 Contractor of the Year Award. The best part is that ACSI is growing bigger and better than ever. ACSI is now hiring for field sales, technicians, and project managers. Check out acsi.tech, that's acsi.tech, and click on careers to apply today.
Go get you a job.
Go get it. What's good, Z-Man? How are you doing? How was your week?
Week was good, man. We're wrapping it up at the at the school, so counting down days. I got like 3 more days of work and then 2 months of vacation, baby.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, it sounded like you started the party a little bit early. I can hear that. You got that cigar voice today.
Yeah. Yesterday, was able to get together with some friends, and we had some cigars and some whiskey, and
there you go.
Yeah, I saw the sunrise. How was your week, bro?
Good. Wife and I went out and had our anniversary celebration. We've been together for 9 years. We're married for 9 years, together for a lot longer, but we've never actually gotten a chance to go out on our anniversary and celebrate. So our anniversary is coming up on Tuesday, so happy anniversary, Kim. And speaking of anniversaries,
is she going to listen to this? Because she usually listens at the end of the show.
She'll listen. She'll listen. If I tell her I mentioned her, she might listen. But listen, speaking of anniversaries, this Sunday, June 13th.
Sunday.
Ladies and gentlemen, do not forget we have our 1-year anniversary celebration, Sunday, June 13th. Tickets are going to be $20. It will include a free drink ticket, and proceeds will benefit local charities. Come on out and see us at District in Wicker Park, 1540 North Milwaukee, from 6 to 11 p.m. Live DJs, DJ J Funk, we had on the show a little while ago.
Yes.
DJ Fimax and DJ Technique.
Oh, boy.
We are presented by all of our great sponsors: 606 Media, Great Clothing Company, True Chicago Sports Fans, ACSI, Shine Native, North Caesar, B-Pong Chicago, the All Net Podcast, Blaze Football, and Anchor.
Wow. Talk about an all-star lineup for DJs. I'm like, if you want to get down, you've been cooped up and sitting on the couch, it's time to go move your hips out there.
Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, it looks like June 11th will be the date where they're going to open everything up to 100% capacity. So it looks like we won't have any restrictions.
No mask
I still don't. You don't have to wear a mask. Still go get your shots.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But come on out, party with your boys. June 13th, District in Wicker Park.
That's right.
Come on, do your thing.
Yeah, tell your friends, tell your family, bring everybody, man.
Yeah. Tell your tell your friends, tell your neighbor, call your dad, whatever it is.
Yeah. Enough hawk for today.
All right, this week we break down the last 5 games of the Bears' schedule. Justin Fields impressing the coaches in the voluntary OTAs. We talk about the Cubs' West Coast trip and potential moves. Some updates on what's going on with the White Sox and Tony LaRussa becoming the second all-time winner in manager wins. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And as always, stirring the pot, baby.
It's going to be a good one today.
But first, it's time for veteran TCS reporter Big-Z and the Big Three with Big-Z. Take it away, Z.
Thanks, E-Roc. I am Big-Z, and you're not.
I am not.
That's right. Now, for today's stories. Oh, boy. Do we got to talk about this?
Yes,
dude?
this is a big story.
Uh,
All right. So, LeBron James. Perfect record in the first round series ends with elimination to the Phoenix
The
Suns.
Suns, Chris Paul and the Suns.
I mean,
And Devin Booker and
Booker
the Suns.
did his thing.
And was it DeAndre Ayton? Is that his name?
Oh.
Yeah, first round pick a couple years ago. Look, they snapped.
They did. The Booker had 24 points in the first quarter. Mm-hmm. I think they had like 12 or something.
It wasn't good.
No, it wasn't good. So LeBron James and the defending NBA champions Los Angeles Lakers lost 113-111 to the Phoenix Suns in Game 6 in the first round series of being eliminated on Thursday. Mm-hmm. Prior to the loss, James had 14-0 first round series record in the playoff appearances for the Lakers.
Yeah.
Cleveland, Miami.
Yeah, so he's never lost in the first round before.
Well, you can't say that no more now.
Well, no, you can't.
Can someone check out Mike Logic? He might need some EMS support or something.
Yeah, he wasn't too happy. There was a meme that appeared on our page
That wasn't me.
It wasn't me either, but referred to LeBron James as a fraud, and Mike Logic was not.
He was
too
not happy
about
at
that.
all.
Yeah, he kind of took his ball and went home.
Yeah, I kind of like muted the chat because it was going crazy. Yeah, the Lakers faced an injury bug all season. You know, Mr. Paper Anthony Davis.
That's
Yeah, he was just hurt all year.
Mr. Glass.
Yeah, Mr. Glass. That's right. Yeah, the team was a 7th seed. I mean, they were the 7th seed, but they almost lost to the Golden State Warriors in that playing game.
Well, if we're being fair, it's not like the Warriors are some garbage team. You know what I mean?
No.
They have great players on that team. They were missing Clay. I thought the Warriors were going to take that because they were missing Anthony Davis.
Right.
Or I know that Anthony Davis has had a lot of injury issues all year. LeBron James I think he had like an Achilles or some weird injury, and he was like, I'll never be the same. Whatever. So I was kind of, I'm always rooting for Steph because I just think it's cool. Like it's not often that you see a complete and total game changer.
Yeah.
And you see little kids out there playing ball just because of Steph.
He's completely changed.
Right. So he's one of these like game changer guys.
He's like one Michael with the fadeaway, and you got
Right.
Steph with the 3-pointer.
Right.
Yeah.
So and I think if we're being fair, that's where kind of Kobe gets lost in the shuffle a little bit because he just kind of did everything that Jordan did. So you went from essentially Jordan to LeBron because they did overlap.
Yeah.
But that's where Kobe gets lost in the sauce there. Anyway, yeah, I mean, you have Anthony Davis. He's been hurt most of the season. He tried to play. You saw him go out there. A lot of people were calling for the coach's heads or the doctor for allowing him to go out there when he looks like he was only going on one leg. He kept grabbing at his groin because he was injured.
He tried.
He tried, and hey, guess what? Goodbye.
He can rest all offseason.
Yeah, you can rest all you want now.
Yeah. Well, the Suns are going to be appearing in the playoffs for the first time since 2010.
Yeah.
Advancing to the second round to face the Joker.
Yeah.
And the Denver Nuggets.
Now, all of the teams that are left, there's I think like 5 teams that have never won a title, and there's 3 teams that haven't won a title in I think the Mavs were the most recent one to win a title in like 2011, 2012, but the other ones are like the 80s or the 50s or whatever it is, like the Hawks. That'll be interesting.
Brooklyn,
yeah, right, exactly.
The
So
Nets.
they're probably going to get their first title this year. But what's going on with Phoenix versus the Nuggets? That's going to be a really good series.
yeah.
I mean, so it's exciting basketball right now.
Yeah, I mean, if it's on, I'm watching it.
Right.
But-
I always like we were talking about before, regardless of the sport, like I'll kind of watch the playoffs. Like I was watching the women's college World Series the other day. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
this got to be the best of the best.
Right.
So.
All right, story number 2. This is a good one. This one hits close to home,
yeah.
right? Greg Olson's 8-year-old son has successfully had a heart transplant surgery.
Absolutely.
TJ Olson the 8-year-old son of former NFL player Greg Olsen successfully received a heart transplant on Friday. Olsen and his wife found out when she was pregnant with TJ that he would be born with a hypoplastic left heart syndrome. Ouch. It's a birth defect that affects the normal blood flow through the heart. TJ had 3 open heart surgeries before his 3rd birthday, but they've been relatively healthy until recently when his heart began to fail. After the surgery, Olsen took to Twitter to say that the surgery was a success, and he also went on to thank out the donor of the family. He said, we want to ask everyone to take a second to pray for our donor family. Their selflessness during a tragic time gave our boy a chance at life. We don't know who they are, but they will be forever. We will be forever grateful for every day we have with TJ.
You know, it's an emotional story. We knew that there was something going on with his son because, you know, we kind of followed Greg Olsen's career, even though he was traded away from the Bears. And you know, he was one. I actually met him in person. He's a giant, and he's a super nice dude. He had a dinner at Ditka's.
Okay.
So from like Waddle and Sylvie.
Gotcha.
Hang out with
Lunch with a legend.
Something like that. But yeah, I mean, you know, this hits close to home, not just as a parent, but as a a fan of the team. You kind of follow the story going on with him as he progresses through his career. He retired recently, just this year, after 1 year with the Seahawks. And you know, we think about like Peanut Tillman with his daughter, and you know, I think back to like anything that could happen with my daughters. So I totally understand like how important that is, and like how deep you feel for something like that. So I'm really glad to hear that the kid's doing well and that he was able to get a donor heart.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's always been a stand-up guy. I think he won the Walter Payton Award.
I believe,
and he was a finalist year after year. So he's a really good guy, and I'm really happy that his family stays intact and everyone's going to be healthy. Story number 3. Duke coach Mike Krzyzewski. Hey!
Oh, I was...
Woo!
Okay.
The only reason I got this right because I know his name.
Guys, let me explain something to you. I originally just had Coach K written up there for our stories, but I was like, I'm going to put the whole name in there because I want to see what's going to happen. So I'm pleasantly surprised, but I'm kind of pissed.
Trying to throw me a curveball. No, Mike Krzyzewski, guy, he's going to retire after 41 seasons at Duke.
Wow.
Needless to say, Coach K has been an integral part of the sport for the last 4 decades, and will leave college basketball as one of the best coaches of all time. In his 41 years at the helm at Duke, he posted a 1,097 win record versus 302 losses. That's a 78% win percentage. So 12 Final Four appearances, 5 national champions. Longtime assistant John Shire.
Yes.
He will take over the program in 2022. The 33-year-old Northbrook native led his high school team to Illinois State basketball championship, and he was a high school All-American, and the captain of the 2010 Duke Blue Devils that won the 2010 NCAA championship. I think his career was cut short. He had some eye issue.
I don't remember exactly what it was. I want to say he went overseas and played in like Israel for a while. He didn't really make it in the NBA, but yeah, I mean, like he's been with the staff over there, I want to say since like 2012. So he's been with Coach K, and I think that they were grooming him to be the replacement all this time. Now he's in his early to mid 30s, you know, and they're going to give him his next 41 years. I think that's the hope, because you think about 41 years, Krzyzewski is 74. So I mean,
it's about the same. Yes,
yeah, right, literally right, exactly the same. So I mean, hey, good for the kid. Congrats to Coach K. He's from the south side of I believe. So congrats to him. A fantastic, amazing career. 12 Final Fours, 5 national championships, 784 win percentage. That's insane.
It's gonna be weird not seeing the staple coaches anymore. Yes. With Duke losing their coach, and then North Carolina, he stepped down as well. It's just weird. I mean, I guess it goes with getting older. You got to put some fresh blood in here.
Right. I wish the White Sox would have done that.
Shots fired.
Yeah. Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to Simone Biles, the Olympic gold medal winning gymnast. She's going to be making a comeback this year in the pushback version of the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo. She was seen with a diagram on her uniform of a goat made out of sequins.
Oh, is that what it was? I could not figure it out.
Is so dope. I love this. I can't wait for the Olympics. I look forward to them every 4 years. They're going to run this year from July 23rd until August 8th. I'm a big track and field guy just because, my Jamaican brethren are going to go out there and do their thing and win every event, so I'm cool with it. I love it. But, yeah, I mean, like...
I thought you were going to say cool runnings or something.
Nah, bro, that's the winter. When it starts snowing, yeah. No, I mean, first of all, Simone Biles got that black girl magic. I love it. It's so dope to just be out there. Is it being cocky? No, not when you back it up.
No.
When you're the best and you recognize yourself as the best, be the best.
Beat me.
Right. Take it away.
Come get it.
Right. So I absolutely love this. I think it's so dope. And, I wanted to give her a shout out because this is fire. This is a dope move, especially going into the Olympics. And they all had to wait an extra year, so I hope they really show out.
Yeah, man. I'm excited for the Olympics. I like watching the swimming events.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think there's going to be baseball this year.
Yeah, there was a couple of additional events that were added on baseball. I think one of them. I think they added golf the last go around,
and I think wrestling came back.
Yeah.
They took it off for a while.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun, and I'm sure it'll give us something funny to talk about. Right. All right, y'all. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Welcome back to the TCSF podcast with E-Roc and Big-Z.
Yeah.
It's time to talk about our beloved Chicago Bears. This is 3 and Out.
All right, y'all. Today we're going to break down the final 5 games of the 2021 season. Right now we're looking at a 6-5 record going into Week 14 at Green Bay.
At Green Bay, that's an L. That's an L. Sorry. I mean, you got Aaron Rodgers. If he's there, if he's playing, it's an L.
That was the caveat I was waiting for because I want to say I heard on the radio Rob Nabotsky came on and said, I'm going to say he's a reporter. He said that he doesn't see a scenario where Aaron Rodgers returns to Green Bay.
People are still saying this. He's still under contract. Until
he's under contract. That doesn't mean he's going to play, and that doesn't mean he can sit out the year. It's not like he doesn't have the money.
He's sitting out OTAs. They're optional.
Everyone's sitting out OTAs.
Right.
Everyone.
Everybody, Roquan Smith.
Well, now here's the thing too: is that what they were saying is it's possible because that first week Matt Nagy gave the team off. They're saying that because in the second week, everybody showed up. All of the linemen, every wide receiver except Allen Robinson, the whole team.
Right.
So they're like, well, did he negotiate with the team? He's like, look, the first week, optional, yes, straight up optional. But I need y'all all to be there second week. So if you want to take that first week, go ahead. Please, I need everybody there second week. And maybe I feel like that's a good possibility of what happened for every offensive lineman to show up. You know what I mean? Like, that's impressive. That's impressive. So, I mean, it seems like we feel that the Bears are finally moving in a direction that's going upwards.
You mean like a professional program?
Oh.
No, look at that.
So weird. So you got the L based on the caveat if Aaron Rodgers is there.
Yeah.
What about if was it Jordan Love is the quarterback?
They got 5 or 6 quarterbacks on their roster.
Yeah, but Jordan Love is the guy they drafted. And all the rest of the guys are just like these randos.
He's not ready.
How do we know? Have you ever seen him play?
Just in college.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't know if he's ready. We don't know what
it's the whole Justin Fields caveat there, too. So, I mean, again, if Aaron is playing, yeah, it makes it difficult for the Bears as usual, especially in Green Bay. Now, if it's one of those, other quarterbacks, then obviously we have a higher chance of winning that game.
So as we stand right now, under contract is Aaron Rodgers, and we expect Aaron Rodgers to be the starter.
Yeah,
so that's the theory that we're working on. So we're going to call that one a loss.
Yep.
All right. Next up, Week 15 versus the Vikings. Monday Night Football here in Chicago.
That's a W. That's a W. Okay. That is a W. The Vikings, please.
Yeah, I mean, they do have good players on the team. We can't front like Dalvin Cook isn't a good player.
No, he's a very good player.
Was it Justin Jefferson, the young guy?
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins, like we don't have to like him. He's one of these guys you're like, middle of the road.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To be honest, I mean, we would have taken Kirk Cousins over Trubisky over the last couple of years. So, we would have. Stop. Because here's the thing: is that no one pays attention to the Vikings until they have a decent record. The rest of it, it's again, it's just like the Tigers. No one's paying attention to the Detroit Tigers except
'cause they
Detroit,
suck.
unless they have a good record
Yeah.
or they have a superstar. You know what I mean? So it's just that same thing. Nationally, no one's thinking about the Vikings.
No, nobody
People
is.
pay attention to the Chicago Bears,
Yeah.
and they pay attention to the Packers and the Giants and the Bucks or wherever team that Brady's playing on.
Exactly.
So you have these teams where they don't get that much love and they don't get that much attention. So we would look at a guy like Kirk Cousins. I would have definitely taken him over Trubisky because at least he's an established quarterback, and with what we had in the team, you could have got somewhere. Now, is he better than Andy Dalton? They're probably about the same.
Yeah, they're the same.
Is he better than Justin Fields? Well, we
Well,
don't know who Justin Fields is yet.
Yeah, we
so,
don't know.
I mean, that's a toss-up, but being at home on the big stage, I'm going to call that a W.
That's a W. All right, the next game, Week 16, is a 3:05 game versus the Seahawks and Sierra. You know she runs that team, man.
Apparently. So, well, now she does, now that Russell Wilson started speaking up. But, yeah, so this is going to be in Seattle, so that's why you got that 3:05 start. This is the day after Christmas, so it sounds like either the boys won't be home for Christmas or they're going to travel that night.
Which makes it even worse.
Which makes it even harder. And Russell Wilson, again, we tried hard as hell to get him over here before they even looked at Andy Dalton, before they even looked at Justin Fields. So, you know, I would say that the Bears are pretty familiar with him and his style of play and what he can do, and so are we. So I'm going to say that more than likely this is going to be a loss for the Bears.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Agreed. That's a no.
All right, next up, the penultimate game, the second to last game of the season, is going to be the day after New Year's. It's going to be against the Giants at home, a noon start.
The Giants of New York.
Right.
I think this is still a win for the Bears. This is a win for the Bears, even though I think Saquon's going to come out, super vindictive.
Right.
Because, he got injured here at Soldier Field, and he was having a great season. But who's their quarterback? Daniel Jones?
Daniel Jones, the great unknown. I want to say they also drafted a quarterback as well in this draft. And Daniel Jones, we still really don't know what this guy is. He kind of looks like, it's funny because he looks like a law professor's son that wandered onto a football field. It's super random. He's kind of athletic, but, I don't think he's the guy that's going to end up being the next star for the New York Giants. I think it really depends on what happens with not only Saquon, but the rest of the players they just bought in. Because don't forget, they just got Kenny Golladay on that team too. So they've made some improvements on their team. It just depends on, what else we think that the Bears are going to be doing at that point in the season.
Yeah, I still think just because I think we have more talent on our team than they do, even though they have a pretty good offensive line and a good running game. And now adding another wide receiver that's
very good wide receiver.
Right, that I thought we should have went after, but we didn't have the money for it. So
yeah, I mean, the thing is do you go after Booker, or do you go after Golladay, or are you still trying to go after Robinson, put the tag on him? You know what I mean?
Right.
At this point, I think they have enough receivers there that they should be able to build something upon what they had last year and what they brought in this year. Even though Daz got that collarbone,
but he should be fine by the time season
starts.
starts.
He'll be ready by the time minicamp starts.
Right.
The full minicamp starts, but. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, it's a win. I think it's a win. All right, last game of the season against the Vikings again.
Yeah, so that's going to be in Minnesota, last game of the season. So I'm going to take a win just because I think at that point the Bears should have something to play for. And I feel like when it comes down to the season, I don't. Again, a lot of this is predicated on what happens with Aaron Rodgers. But if they come out and they're able to solidify what we think should be their position, which I think they should be able to take first this season.
The Bears, yeah.
They might be, like I said, if Jordan Love is starting, then you're looking at the Vikings and the Bears fighting out for first place. And I feel like the Chicago Bears do better under pressure than the Vikings do.
Yeah, I think this is also a win. This is this part of the season is the only part of the season where we have back-to-back wins.
Yeah. No, we had we had the Thanksgiving game, that Thursday night game, a win against Detroit, and then a win against the Cardinals here.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so we got 2 wins for the last 2 games of the season. So let me do my math here.
Carry the 6.
1, 2, that's 7. 1, 2, 3. So we got a 9 and 7. That doesn't make sense. Is that the right number?
It should be 10 and 7.
Well, then we missed a number here. Oh no, that's what it is. So we got a 9 and 8 season.
9 and 8.
That's what we're predicting. That's what we're predicting based on what we have here. So I'm going to run it down real quick. Week 1 at the Rams, we have a loss on Sunday Night Football. Week 2, Bengals visit Chicago. We have them winning that game. Week 3 at the Cleveland Browns, we have a loss.
Yes, we do.
Week 4 against the Lions here, we got a win. At Vegas in Week 5, we got a loss. Versus the Packers here, we got a win. At Tampa and Tom Brady, a loss. Versus San Fran in Chicago, a win. At Pittsburgh on Monday Night Football, we have it as a loss. Week 10 is your bye week. Versus the Ravens in Week 11, I believe we had a win. Detroit on Thanksgiving, so maybe we got a triple win here.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Detroit on Thanksgiving, we have a win. Against the Cardinals, we have a win. Green Bay, Week 14, we have a loss. Again, predicated on Aaron Rodgers. Week 15, Monday Night Football against the Vikings. We have them winning that game. At Seattle, Week 16, we have a loss. Week 17 versus the Giants. And Week 18 versus the Vikings, we both have wins.
Just pretty much what we thought it'd be. 500 team.
Right. So, I think I think we had a 10-7 because we had the Ravens as a win.
Okay.
So, I mean, look, that should get you into the playoffs.
It should.
That should get you into the playoffs.
If they win the division, they're in. But I don't think there's going to be a lot of teams at 10-7 in the NFC. So you're not going to get the wild card.
Well, no, you have two. You're going to have 2 wild cards. No, you only have 1 wild card now because they changed the format. So, this is going to be a very interesting season. This is going to be a season that I really think that is going to tell us what's going to happen for the next 10 years with the Bears organization.
I mean, there's rumors that they're going to sell.
Yeah, there was rumors going around that they possibly might be selling, but I mean, again, this is all rumors. We've heard people rumbling that the Bears should sell the McCaskies for years and years. And
they can sell the McCaskies.
Well, the McCaskies going to sell the Bears. You know what I mean? But for years and years. But I mean, it's I don't know, man. It's something drastic has to happen. I think if they sell, it's going to be after Virginia passes away, and she's damn near 100 if she's not there already. So I mean, if they're going to sell, it's going to happen within the next 10 years. And
it'll be like the Blackhawks with Rocky Wirtz.
Well, yeah, and that was just kind of the passing down the baton, though. That's what that is.
Well, yeah. Once the old man that they're like, oh, we could put the games on TV now and make some more money.
So, we're talking about a lot of things that are predicated on what's going to happen with the quarterback positions. Matt Nagy is already out there gushing all over Justin Fields. He says that he is everything we thought he was going to be. Speaking with the media this past week, Matt Nagy declared that Fields has been everything we thought he was going to be when they scouted and drafted him. He praised Fields for being hungry for knowledge and applying himself on the field. Everything we thought he was going to be when he got here, with learning and being obsessed with everything that we teach him and then being able to be himself on the field, he's really doing things in a really good way, Matt Nagy said. When something good happens, he reacts the same, and that's a good thing. That's a good trait to have because you can never get too high and you can never get too low. That's why he's had the success that he's had.
I cannot stand that man talking, man. It's just a bunch of words in a garbage can lit on fire.
I mean, Nagy, he's definitely a very good chef of word salad, but he is trying to navigate what can I tell you and what can't I tell you, because 15 years ago, you could pretty much say whatever you want.
Right.
Now, saying one little thing or hinting one way or the other is going to get your ass fired.
Well, he's almost there.
I don't think so at all.
You don't think so?
If he would have been fired, they would have fired him last year.
That would have been the opportunity to do it. Now you're married to a new quarterback, and obviously
no.
He's
this
married.
is the first time that he's had a chance to pick a quarterback.
Okay, come on. There's plenty of teams.
Stop. First of all,
there's plenty of teams that get a quarterback that they didn't draft.
This right here, this mindset of, get rid of him. This is the same reason why Jay Cutler failed in the Chicago Bears. Because every time he was here for 9 years, and every couple years, let's rotate it. Let's change it out. That's why he had, 6 different offensive coordinators?
That's a problem.
That's a problem. And that's what I'm saying is that if you have no model of consistency, how are you expected to grow whatsoever? It doesn't make any sense to sit there and keep changing out coaches over and over. There is no successful team in history that keeps changing the coach every 3 years. It makes no sense. So if you're going to build a program this way, you build it with the people that you have because you pick them. The whole idea is that you build. Ryan Pace is supposed to grow in the role, right?
Right.
Just like every other person, just like the quarterback, just like every receiver and every running back and every linebacker, just like Matt Nagy is supposed to grow. Both of these guys are in the first chance at these positions they've had in the NFL. Now you actually give them something to play with, right? You give them a legitimate first-round starting quarterback. Now you have to see what they can do with it, because now there's absolutely no excuse. Mm-hmm. You either develop the guy or you fail.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm pretty sure at some point we were both calling for his head last season.
I think we were upset at what he was doing, but I also think that we could recognize as the season was going on that it was just a fluff year. It was like, well, Trubisky's going to be gone next year anyway. And what they were doing is, number one, you knew they were going to somehow, some way blame certain things on COVID. Uh-huh. Well, we didn't have this practice or that. Oh, we never got to, whatever it is. But number two, it was the walk year for Trubisky. So what did they do? They made him the scapegoat. And guess who's not here? And just like I said, if Nagy and Pace is, or if Nagy specifically is here, then Mitch will not. Yeah, and if Mitch was here, Mac, so you knew where I was going. Yeah. Because again, Pace was the one that picked Trubisky. Nagy did not get a chance to pick a quarterback, and Justin Fields fell into their lap. The true test is going to be what they do
with him,
with his talent and with his development. And that is why Matt Nagy will not sit there and be upfront with you, because he wants to make sure he does not stunt this kid's growth, and that's his job.
We'll see. We'll see if he's actually the quarterback whisperer and developer that we've all said that he is going to be.
There's no such thing. It's such a garbage. If you have a little bit of success doing something and you do something just a little bit different than other people have done in the past, oh, hear them. The dog whisperer. You gave him treats and asked him to sit down. Good for you. Like, what are you doing? You figured out how dog whistles work. Congratulations. It's such a stupid thing. Like, but we in the age of the internet where everything is at our fingertips and technology goes so fast, we're so used to, I look at my phone, I press a button, it shoots, 100 million miles up into the space, and it comes right back and it tells me, who LeBron James' third cousin is. You know what I mean? Like, it just tells you information so fast. It's a family affair. But we have to give this organization, this coaching staff, this front office a chance to see what they can truly do when given the right tools for the job.
Going to that subject right there, that topic, I remember you were upset and you were saying, give up the playbook. Give it to Bill Lazor. Mm-hmm. Now he's going to get the playbook back.
Yep.
I mean, you're happy with that? Him taking the reins of the offensive right back? Taking it away from Lazor?
Here's the thing.
Or is it going to be a collaboration?
Number one, it should always be a collaboration.
Well, it should be, but that's their key word. We're collaborating.
And like I said, number one, it should always be a collaboration. Your offensive coordinator's job is to design a game plan that he thinks should be successful against the other team's defense. That is what his job is. So it's not necessarily his job to play the calls. It's his job to develop the plays that he thinks is going to win.
Right. These plays are going to work against this defense.
Correct.
Right.
So, I mean, who's actually calling the play or who's making up the play? You know what I mean? Like, all of that is going to be collaborative. But I think the fact of the matter is that I will say that if we're going to blame Nagy for everything that happens, then he's going to be the one with the keys. And otherwise, all you're going to do is find other scapegoats for every time something happens. But now you have the keys to the car. So if you crash, it's on you.
All right. We'll be right back after a quick word from our sponsors.
What's up, Chicago? This is Enrique Calderon coming at you. Wanted to congratulate my boy Jose Big-Z Zalzo and his homie E-Roc from True Chicago Sports Fans podcast on their 1-year anniversary. Y te lo dice Enrique Calderon.
We all know that 2020 was no joke, and with an ever-changing world climate, many people are looking for a new opportunity. Guys, are you looking for a career that rewards effort and makes you feel valued as a team member? Let me tell you a little about our friends at ACSI. ACSI is a certified RCN business agent. They provide the same RCN services with a personalized touch. Their sales and technician teams work hand in hand, ensuring your experience will be smooth and pleasant. Gone are the days of being transferred from one person to the next. At ACSI, they handle everything from start to finish. It's never been so easy to get internet service. ACSI is a growing Chicagoland company that encourages personal growth and rewards perseverance. As they expand, they're looking for passionate, responsible, and honest professionals to join their team. A career with ACSI means you will be part of a hardworking, flexible, and dynamic team that is a leader in the installation of cable and internet services in the Chicagoland area. Best of all, ACSI was awarded Hacia's 2020 Contractor of the Year Award. Are you ready to grow with a local Chicago company on the rise? Check out acsi.tech and click on careers to get started. That's acsi.tech and click on careers. Welcome back to the True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast with E-Roc and Big-Z.
Yeah.
Time to touch bases with our baseball teams. This is 3 up and 3 down.
I think I'll perplex him with my slow ball.
1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out.
So, E, what's going on with these hot Cubbies, man?
Go Cubs, go! Go Cubs, go! Hey Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win.
Oh, yeah. First of all, the Cubs are going to open Wrigley Field all the way. 100% attendance this weekend because the city of Chicago aligned its full reopening with the rest of Illinois, meaning that this weekend when the Cubs welcome in the Cardinals, it will be a packed house. Everyone, come on down. We going crazy. So that means that both the Wrigley and the G-Spot are going to be open for business.
Hey, go support your baseball team. Go support.
So I drove through Wrigleyville last night.
Oh, boy.
You not wrong. Oh boy is right. It's crazy already.
It's a hot mess out there.
It is crazy already. You know the funny thing is that what I was saying is, you know, all the people that turned 21 last year that had nowhere to go. Oh, they're gonna go extra ham right now because now you got the old crop of 21-year-olds who are now turning 22, and you got the new crop of 21-year-olds, and they're gonna pack Wrigley. So if you enjoy that type of thing, go for it. I'll go to the game, but it's too much going on there for,
that's
for old folks like me.
Yeah, that is too much drama. We've seen the videos, right? Those 21-year-olds sitting, crisscross applesauce, and regurgitating everything that they had all night. Yeah, that's the type of atmosphere you're going to be seeing.
Sitting on the curb, and it looks like Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
It's
not pretty.
While we're bringing up old phrases, I'll bring another one. Save that drama for your mama. All right, y'all. Hey, listen, Patrick Wisdom is on a tear. The Cubs rookie has only appeared in 12 games this season and only 10 starts, but he already has 7 home runs.
Does that include today's game?
That is including today's Sunday game, yes. He's technically still a rookie. He only had 78 at-bats with 3 teams prior to this year, so he retains his rookie status because the cutoff is like 150.
Okay.
He came into 2021 with a total of 4 homers in those 78 appearances. So
he's already doubled it.
Absolutely. He currently sports a .438 batting average, more than 150 points above his career average of .267. Now, while that pace is ultimately unsustainable, it does bring up some interesting speculations as the summer and trade deadline draw closer. So one of the things that we're looking at is we're still talking about Chris Bryant, what the Cubs are going to do. Should they ship him off and try to bring him back like you said?
Yeah.
The thing is that Wisdom stepped in a third after Bodie went out with that shoulder injury, and he really hasn't missed a beat at all.
Does he play any other positions? I think he plays all field, doesn't he?
Everyone plays everything on this team. I swear to God.
That's great. That's great.
It's awesome. I feel like this is one of the most versatile rosters that I've ever seen because pretty much every player you can play at other positions.
Yeah, it makes everybody very valuable.
Exactly. Wisdom is right now he's 29 years old. He joined the Cubs after signing his second 1-year minor league deal, and then added him to the 40-man roster. While the story of all these late bloomers playing well for the Cubs is entertaining, there's no way that the Cubs can possibly think that this guy can come close to KB's production.
No,
so,
not at all.
While there's rumors about like, whoa, does this make KB expandable? That's goofy as hell. So stop that mess.
KB's playing MVP ball.
Exactly. The Cubs do need pitching help, and there is a familiar name coming up in trade rumors. There had been some previous linkage between the Cubs and the Colorado Rockies right-hander John Gray in 2019. So it wouldn't really be a shock to hear more noise building up to the July 31 trade deadline. He currently has a 3.71 ERA and 11 starts this season. His strikeout rate is below his career average, but he ranks in the 81st percentile in the hard hit rate and the 94th percentile in the barrel rate. If the Cubs are going to go after a guy this is just a middle of the rotation guy, who can they try to get some help like this? Patrick Wisdom could be a guy.
It's a good time to sell.
Right.
The stock is super high. I mean, I really think that the Cubs should go look at the Rockies, look at the Diamondbacks, who are both about 14 and 18 games respectively out of the race. Their season's done.
Yeah.
18 games is a lot. You're not going to...
you were also before the All-Star game, so, we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
I mean, this is...
The hot stove is not hot yet.
Right.
It's barely warming up.
Right. It's on a simmer.
It's on a simmer,
It's on a simmer. When it comes to a full boil, this is going to be, again, very interesting season, both sides of town, because both teams have these young guns have come up and later in their career done well. Because look at what this guy's doing. It's not any different than the way that your boy Yermin was doing in the beginning of the season.
No, not at all.
You know what I mean? It's pretty close.
And he cooled off. He went for he was at 0 for 25. So he broke that streak. But dude, looking at the NL, the East is jam packed. I mean, the furthest the Nationals are 6.5 games back, and that's a week of baseball. Let's just put it that way. So you get hot, you can catch up. Right now, the Brewers are on top of the division, above the Cubs, which is very surprising. It's supposed to be the Cubs and the Cardinals there.
Yeah.
But the Brewers are doing their thing.
The Brewers still have really good players in their team. So,
Yelich was cold.
We can't forget about Christian Yelich, one of the best. I mean, he won the MVP a couple years ago. So, I mean, we can't sleep on him. And we can't sleep on the Brewers.
He just had a bad season last year, and he was hurt the year before that, and then he started slow.
And the thing is, too, is that we're still seeing what we're going to expect out of the Cincinnati Reds, because they built up a pretty good team. Now they don't have Trevor Bauer this year, but they still have Castellanos. They have a lot of good players on that team.
They have a lot of offense, but not enough pitching.
Correct.
So they're only 4 games out.
Right.
So I mean,
it's a pretty tight race in the Central.
Yeah, the East and the Central is going to be super tight. It's just the West that's really a 3-team a horse race there. Yeah. With the Giants, who the Cubs are playing right now. Yeah, the Padres, who are 2 games back, and the Dodgers, who are 3.5, which is very surprising.
Well, the thing is that the Giants are that
Cinderella.
They kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And again, we're pretty early into the season. I say early because we're still we're coming towards the end of the first third of the season. But yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone really expected a ton out of San Francisco this season, especially consider the fact that they're 2 years removed from their all-star, their stud Madison Bumgarner, who's now in the Diamondbacks. Right. And what we really expected the Padres and the Dodgers to do to almost run away with the division from the start, as long as they're not beating up on each other, which of course they do. But I don't think anyone really expected this much out of San Francisco.
No, it's similar to on the AL where you have the Boston Red Sox, who just came out of nowhere. Everyone's like, oh, they're going to be a garbage team. And guess what? They're in first place, second place.
And that's the thing, is that these are teams with championship pedigree. These are not just random teams where you get that one-off championship like you got with the Washington Nationals or the Kansas City Royals.
Or the Cubs or the Sox.
But I mean, the Cubs and the Sox went to the Cubs went to the playoffs several times since then. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying, is that you have teams that are that championship caliber where they won multiple times within the past 10 years. I mean, you look at between 2010 and 2020. I mean, the Red Sox and the Giants won 5 or 6 of those titles. Yeah. So I mean, we shouldn't sleep on these teams, because they'll find a way to win it.
Yeah, and it's surprising. It's actually good. It makes baseball more competitive. It's fun to watch.
Absolutely. All right, Z, what's going on the South Side?
White Sox! White Sox! Go, go, White Sox! Let's go, 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 White Sox!
Oh, boy, the White Sox. The White Sox. 8-2 in their last 10 games. They actually won today on Sunday. And not bad, considering they've had a bunch of bench players thrust into the starting lineup in the outfield. Lou Bob and Eloy have left a huge hole in the offensive side. Yet Billy Hamilton has stepped up. Yermin Mercedes has stepped up. Andrew Vaughn, the rookie that's supposed to be playing first base, he played first base today, but they threw him in left field. They're like, hey, go, kid. Have at it. Lurie Garcia was a bench player, playing second, playing center, playing left, playing right. He's a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah,
He can do everything. Danny Mendick, another guy, plays second base. He can play. They put him in the outfield as well. They're like, hey man, we need somebody out there. Can you stand out there?
Please.
Just stand out there. Jake Lamb, a guy whose career was practically over, and they took a flyer at him.
The Sox seem to do well when they pick up those kind of guys that kind of fell off the radar of other teams. The thing that they don't do well is pick up players that were former stars on other teams, and they have a habit of doing that.
That's the old regime.
You know,
the Manny Ramirez, the Ken Griffey Jr.'s at the end of the careers. Yeah.
And that was just to put butts in seats. And that honestly, that was to compete with the Cubs when you knew that you were just looking for eyes.
Yeah.
Because you knew that as a Cubs fan, if the team is interesting, if you have an interesting player on the team, I'm going to watch your game.
Right.
Okay. But it seems like, you know, like you were saying, the White Sox have come up into the modern way of thinking of, hey, get a guy on the cheap, see what you can get of him. If you can, maybe flip him.
Yeah.
If you're bad. But now that you're not a bad team anymore, you can use those guys. Take a flyer, just like the Cubs did when they got like Cargo, and they got Jason Kipnis, and they got, you know, all these randos in pieces of their career.
Right.
And, you know, it's just like who's the skinny white kid on the Cubs? I never forget. I know he's like the most boring. Matt Duffy.
Matt Duffy. Boy.
That's who I'm thinking about. But yeah, Matt Duffy is another guy that like kind of was under the radar and kind of just floated around. The Giants didn't really make that big of an attempt to retain him, so take a flyer on him. You know, and he's been a very important part of the team this year.
Yeah.
He's got them quite a few wins.
Yeah. Well, the starting pitching has also been the rock of the team. Lance Lynn, 7-1 with 1.23 ERA. He leads the league in ERA. And then you got Rodon, the guy who was not on the team.
Yes.
And he's 5-2 with a 1.98 ERA. The rest of the staff has been so-so. You know, their ERA is around 3 or 4, and they've got like maybe a 500 record, most of them.
Yeah.
But they're all getting like 10 to 15 strikeouts per game. Like the way they've been pitching is ridiculous.
Well, Cease had a very good game today.
Yeah, he had over 10 strikeouts.
But Lance Lynn, I mean, you know, again, another guy kind of slept on, floated around in free agency, and you know, I keep saying that he's basically
Mark Burley,
no.
2.0. John Lackey.
John Lackey. Yeah, so basically, like I said before, Lance Lynn reminds me of John Lackey. Been in the league for a long time. Former Cardinal, came over, doing well.
Yeah.
You guys are in the right trajectory.
Yeah, we're doing okay. I mean, once we just got Adam Engel back, who's comes in, plays center field, and robs somebody of a home run on his first day back.
Yeah.
So it's looking good. And then if Lupab or Eloy come back mid-season, that's an acquisition without making a roster move.
That's what I keep harping on. Is that basically it's like a free agent.
Exactly. All right. Point number 2 over here. Could the White Sox actually move the team to Arlington Heights when their lease is up in 2029?
No.
Oh, I don't think so either.
There's no. First of all, no. There is no shot in hell you're taking the team whose current, like their special city version jerseys or whatever said South Side, and take them from the South Side and then put them in Arlington Heights.
Yes.
The Bears, go for it. You can't. The whole identity of the White Sox is South Side.
Exactly. Agreed. Again, no one. This is a speculation just because the area's open and they want a team so bad. Again, the White Sox said, "Hey, we're not even thinking about that right now."
Right.
Yeah. So let's see. Roster moves. Billy Hamilton goes on a 10-day IL with an oblique strain. He took a swing and straightened his oblique, and I've had one of those, and duels are not fun to have.
So if you saw, he basically had he really wanted to have an inside the park home run, and he actually mentioned it during, I guess, to Stoney when I was watching the game. So he kind of got not really a true inside the park home run, but he hit a triple that had an error on it. So he rounded the bases, and as he's coming into home, he slid hard as hell, and all of a sudden his right arm hit the foot of the ump, and it kind of pushed his trajectory forward, so his face hit the ground and he was scraped up. And I'm like, you can't tell me that wasn't part of whatever he's got going on now.
Yeah, exactly. That's again.
That was, I mean, like, it was impressive.
He's playing hard,
he's
right?
So fast,
oh
it's incredible. I mean, he was like, because he was on the Cubs. I want to say either last year or the year before, just for a cup of coffee. But I mean, it's incredible to see how fast this guy actually is, and now he's actually hitting, and not just hitting. He hit a couple of home runs.
Yeah, Tim Anderson's taking him under his wing and saying, "Hey, man, you're
And
just
Tim Anderson is older than him.
yeah,
Or younger.
He's younger,
Yeah.
but he's a better hitter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what he's been doing. So let's see. So he goes down. Adam Engel comes back in.
Right.
Obviously, we talked about him riding with a home run. The White Sox also activated Vaughn from the COVID list. He was on there for 2 days. Contact tracing. They didn't know if it was for sure or not, but he's back. He played first base. And they sent down Galvin Sheets, who was up here for a cup of coffee. We like to say that. Mm-hmm. And then next up for the White Sox is the 30-26 Blue Jays, who's one of the hottest teams in MLB, followed by another series with the Detroit Kitties.
The Motor City Kitties.
The Motor City Kitties, yeah.
The Jays are not a team to be messed with.
No, they're fun. They're young.
They're young. You got all the former All-Stars sons all on the same team. This is like
Biggio's son, Vlad's son.
Yes. And then who's the other? Bo Bichette.
Bo Bichette,
Bo
right?
Bichette,
Bo Bichette. Yeah, so you got 3 former players and kids. I like it. I like it a lot.
It's crazy because you know what this reminds me of? Do you remember in the 90s they had like the portraits of like 3 babies standing in a crib and one would have like a Jordan jersey?
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's them, but they grew up. Like you could literally have that of those 3 players right now. It would be completely legit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean they're not a team to be taken lightly. They're going to be a factor in their division, but I don't think they're going to win it.
No, I don't think they have enough to win it, but just they're going to upset some people. So
Absolutely.
All right, last point, and I'm going to use his real name today, Mr. LaRussa, the coach of the White Sox, the manager of the White Sox, became the second winningest manager with 2,764 wins, passing John McGraw. He's still behind Connie Mack, though, at 3,700.
Yeah, no one's catching up to Connie
No one's
Mack.
catching it. Yeah.
No.
So congrats to LaRussa on winning a bunch of games.
Yeah. Way to go.
Yeah, I mean, you're at the helm. I mean, it's just you're there for the result. The players play the game.
Yes, players play the game. You definitely, this is kind of like Joe West. Like, yeah, hey, way to go for showing up for a long time.
For having perfect attendance.
And I'm not mad at the accomplishment. I mean, I'm not saying it's not an accomplishment to be, not just to be a major league manager, but to be able to sustain success over a long period of time. And I'm still surprised that he's the manager of the White Sox, and it bothers the hell out of me.
Likewise.
What the hell is he doing there?
He's collecting a paycheck, tell you that much.
I hope this isn't like a John Fox where he was just like, it was his retirement plan. He's like, can I get a couple years out of you guys? How much you got?
All right, let's take a pause for the cause and hear a word from our beautiful and generous sponsors.
I think I'll perplex him with my slow ball.
1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out.
We all know that 2020 was no joke, and with an ever-changing world climate, many people are looking for a new opportunity. Guys, are you looking for a career that rewards effort and makes you feel valued as a team member? Let me tell you a little about our friends at ACSI. ACSI is a certified RCN business agent. They provide the same RCN services with a personalized touch. Their sales and technician teams work hand in hand, ensuring your experience will be smooth and pleasant. Gone are the days of being transferred from one person to the next. At ACSI, they handle everything from start to finish. It's never been so easy to get internet service. ACSI is a growing Chicagoland company that encourages personal growth and rewards perseverance. As they expand, they're looking for passionate, responsible, and honest professionals to join their team. A career with ACSI means you'll be part of a hardworking, flexible, and dynamic team that is a leader in the installation of cable and internet services in the Chicagoland area. Best of all, ACSI was awarded Hacia's 2020 Contractor of the Year Award. Are you ready to grow with a local Chicago company on the rise? Check out acsi.tech and click on careers to get started. That's acsi.tech and click on careers.
Hey, true Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh clothes from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create that simple yet classic style that represents that Chicago Southside lifestyle. From t-shirts to hoodies, hats to glassware, they've got you covered. Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride, so do it right now. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15.
TrueFan15.
for 15% off your entire order. Let me say it again. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order.
Welcome back to the True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast with E-Roc and Big-Z.
Yeah.
It's that time again, brother.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you know what time it is.
Oh, boy.
It's time for Stirring the Pot. All right, brother. It's still summertime, and this is going to be really directed at you because you're a coach. You coach the girls.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. So, when you're coaching or when you're playing, well, I know your playing days are over, but
Thanks.
what do you put in your mouth?
What?
Are you a bubblegum
What?
chewer or are you a sunflower seed?
Seeds.
Seeds.
Seeds all day. Oh, yeah.
Really,
Yeah,
seeds?
yeah, seeds all day.
Do you like peel them in your mouth and throw out the shell?
Oh yeah, it's a whole thing with the girls, with the coaches.
No way.
Oh yeah, it's a big thing. Like the one girl came in with like the Costco bag. I'm not even kidding. Like the best thing is that when she was done with the bag, she could put all her equipment inside because it's Costco.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's good. No, seeds all day. We had some at the game the other day. There's like the taco flavor ones, which are actually pretty good, but they're so salty. Original, of course, but the other one someone brought the other day was hamburger flavored.
What the?
Right. So I was like, oh, that's intriguing. I've had like
ranch. I had the ranch. It was decent.
Ranch, barbecue, like the old, like the
spicy.
nacho cheese or whatever.
Yeah.
But so this,
Oh boy.
this was, it said cheeseburger or whatever, right? I said, all right. I says, I'm intrigued. I get it, and I'm like, what does this taste like? Does this like ketchup, mustard? They're like, well, yeah.
Hamburger
kinda.
grease.
I says, okay. Because like, you know what I mean? Like you can recreate that. I've had like chips, Doritos, or whatever it was
Right,
that
yes.
made that flavor before. Put it in my mouth,
Oh boy.
and all I get is salt and dill.
Oh.
Pickles.
Oh.
Pickles on a burger.
Blech.
So stop that. Don't mess up the new mics, bro. Hey, I hate pickles. I hate them
So do I.
so much. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I can fight through this. I can fight
Oh
through this.
no.
I'm in danger.
And then like my right or my left cheek felt like it was burning a hole from the inside. And
Oh,
I literally
no.
spit out a whole thing of seeds in my hand and chucked it. And my wife was like, what the hell are you doing? I was like, it tastes like pickles. It's so gross. So see, like at the game, absolutely, it's a whole thing. You know, everyone's like looking around for the seeds all the time. And it's funny because the one coach, he's like, why do you do that? There's so much work for so little, you know.
Reward. Yeah.
And
It's
I'm
like the little bitty seed. Yes.
Yeah. And I'm like, it's just a thing to keep
Or
your
when
mind
you,
going.
or when you don't get this, when there's no seed in it, you're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
What happened here?
But by then you already spit out the shell.
And you already sucked
Because-
out the salt.
Well, because here's the thing. You know what I do is that I'll actually put the seeds in one side of my mouth, crack it, take the meat and put it in the other side of my mouth, and just keep cracking it until I got like a bunch of them and just eat them all at once.
Well, you have a talented mouth, sir. I am a bubblegum guy.
Yeah.
Give me the bubblegum.
You can have gum at any time.
Yeah, you can, but I'm not a bubblegum chewer, but when I'm playing softball or when I'm coaching, I'm a bubblegum guy. And again, you know, what is, I don't know the name of the brand that the MLB uses, but either way.
For the gum?
Yeah.
It's usually Tops. Or yeah.
Is it Tops?
Yeah, it's
It's
like
the
that.
yellow with
super,
the-
or
oh,
double bubble.
Yeah.
Double bubble. That's double bubble. You're talking about with the it comes in a bucket and it's yellow on the
Yes,
outside.
yeah.
Yeah, that's double bubble. But that's, I mean, I remember that being like the penny.
Yeah, penny
gum.
candy. Yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh, like I remember. You know how many
You're like,
cavities I have
taste-
as a result.
You're like, taste is leaving in 3, 2, 1. No more flavor. Pop in another one.
Yeah, and then you're just jamming your mouth with this gray mush. Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Give me the seeds. At least there's some protein and sustenance there.
Yeah, I'll take the big league chew, man.
The big league chew
Yeah.
with the big purple one where you sit
Yes.
there and you chew it for 4 seconds, and then whatever they do, it's like the juice Dradic equation like they do on Starburst, and all of a sudden your mouth just starts dripping all this purple crap out the side. You're like, oh my god, is this how it's supposed to work?
Why would you drip? You just said you had a talented mouth, and you're dripping out of your mouth now. Oh my goodness!
It's too juicy.
That's Anyways, before we get out of here, what are you looking at
What
this
am I
week?
looking
Yes,
at?
let's flip this
You're
around.
asking me.
I'm asking you. What are you looking at?
So I was watching Kim's Convenience. This is a Canadian sitcom about a Korean family in Toronto and their corner convenience store, basically
Okay.
like a bodega. I don't know what drew me to the show. I watched it a couple years ago when it originally came on Netflix, and I kind of kept up with them. They just put up their last season, which they recorded and produced during COVID. They showed some pictures of the production. They're all wearing the masks and stuff like that. So
Right.
they were sad about it being their last season, but they did, once I watched the final episode, they did actually get to have a finale. So I think they knew it was getting canceled or it was done or whatever it was. But I was really glad, because I hate it when you start getting into a show and then they're like, oh, here's the last season. You're like, great. And you get to that final episode and it was like,
Meh.
okay, who's the baby daddy? And I'm like, no, it's like 7 different guys. I need to know. I need to know.
Call Maury. Call
I
Maury.
need to know. So yeah, that's what I've been watching. As soon as it came out, I binge watched it all in one day. Check it out. There's 5 seasons. It's actually pretty entertaining.
Nice. On my side, I'm literally just finished The Sopranos. Yep. I told you, 2 weeks.
So now, how many times have you watched The Sopranos from start to finish?
Probably in the 20s.
20 different times?
Yeah, because I just have it on, especially during the summer when I'm I'm not working. I'll just have it on in the background while I'm doing stuff and around the house.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the voice of a single man.
That's right.
So, ladies, if you want to come watch The Sopranos 20 times in a row, you know where to go.
Or Game of Thrones.
That's enough.
No, I'm really intrigued by the release of The Conjuring. The Devil Made Me Do It.
Yeah, that was going to be my we're going to watch it at some point this week. I couldn't. The funny thing is that it's one of the movies that's getting released not only in theaters but also on HBO Max, which
It's the way to do it.
which is the way they do it, because I got the HBO Max.
Yes, you do.
And so I the funny thing is like, man, there was a movie coming out and I can't, and it's a new one. And it's still coming out on HBO. It turned out to be this one. We actually watched within the past couple months all of the other ones, including La Llorona, which was not good.
That was not good except for the last 4 minutes of the movie.
Right. I was
That's the
like,
only-
this took a long time.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. So I'm excited to watch it. My 11-year-old's going to watch it with us, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, again, I wasn't into the movies, those type of movies, and then someone said, come on, just give it a chance and watch them. And I started watching them and like, okay, they're decent.
Yeah.
And then I went to the theaters to go see La Llorona, and I'm like, this one sucked.
Yeah, it was part of the story, but not the whole story. And actually, there's about 7 movies, because this also includes The Conjuring is part of Annabelle,
Right.
and that whole story. So there's about 7 movies in this sequence now. And I want to say someone recently put up a meme showing you how to watch them in order as far as like time.
Oh, the timeline, right?
Right. So like it's interesting. You got the same crew coming back for a third one. So
That's what like the continuity.
Right,
I love
exactly.
that. Love that. Another movie I want to watch is the Spyro movie that is in theaters. I'm waiting for it to be put out.
Is that
the Saw?
The Chris Rock?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was Sam Jackson.
Yeah. I'm not going to see that.
I want to play a game.
I'm not. Let me tell you something. I feel like there's a very low chance, unless it's like Star Wars or the Avengers, that I'm ever going to the movies ever again.
Yeah, it's got to be one of the big franchises that you've been watching since you were a kid to actually go out there. Yeah, like,
Or I got to be like just completely nothing else to do, or the AC broke down in the house and it's cold. Because that was a thing in the summer.
Yeah.
Back in the day, your house would be hot as hell where you do go to the movies, the popcorn flicks, and you see people and they're like, it's so cold in here. I was like, I love it.
right?
I love it.
Just bring a blanket next time. That's all. All right. Well, it's time to get out of here, brother.
That's correct. All right, y'all. That is it for today. Thank you so much for listening. Do not forget this Sunday,
Sunday.
June 13th, our 1-year anniversary party. Proceeds will benefit local charities. For $20, you also get a free drink ticket. We're going to have raffles. We already have our stuff here from Stern Pinball. We got a couple of restaurants that are going to be providing our gift cards for us. It's going to be a lot of fun. Come out and get your free drink that goes along with your entry ticket.
Get your juke on.
That's
Some
right.
jukey music.
1540 North Milwaukee in Wicker Park, 6 to 11 p.m. Come on out and see us at District. Sounds are provided by some of our favorite DJs in the city. DJ J Funk, who was on the show, DJ Flymax, and DJ Technique. June 13th, 6 to 11. Come on out and party with your boys.
Get your tickets.
We are presented by 606 Media, Grit Clothing Company, True Chicago Sports Fans, ACSI, Shine Native, North Caesar, B-Pong Chicago, All Net Podcast, Blaze Football, and Anchor. Come out and show some support to your boys and all the great people that have helped us put this show together.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget to go to gritclothingco.com and get your official TCSF podcast t-shirt. Search for keyword True Chicago and use our promo code TrueFan15 at checkout for 15% off of your entire order. That's TrueFan15. Go get your shirts right now. And don't forget to check out our new friends at ACSI.Tech and check out their career section to start an exciting new career in the communications industry.
Get your job. Get your job.
Get a job. You know you need one. Then benefits are running out. So go do it. Shout out to Mike Logic and Ideal. The new episodes of the All Net Podcast are available every other Monday. Check them out right now for the best analysis of the NBA playoffs and listen to Mike Logic cry about LeBron. Don't forget to check out Shine Native Radio Podcast, now available on all major platforms. Mike Logic, Ideal, Throw MC, and Words talk about sports, movies, and all types of ill spit. Go check them out right now. Shout out to Ronesh and shout out to Panic for the beats we used on today's show. Check out paniconthebeat.com for all your Molman merch and gear. And don't forget to check us out on social media. You can find us at True Chi Fans on Twitter. That's at True CHI Fans on Twitter and on TikTok. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, and reach out to us on our email. We want to hear from you guys. Reach us at truechicagosportsfans@gmail.com. All right, y'all, for Big Z, this is E-Roc. We'll see you next week for episode 49. Until then, be good to each other.
For the love of sports.
Yeah.
You have a talented mouth. Why is it drooling?
A few moments later.
You have a lot of incest.
That's real.
Shut your mouth.
Lover boy.
Nature versus nurture, Lodge. Nature always wins.
I think he's on steroids.
Hasta luego, amigos.
Show's over, show's over, show's over.